More than just a CRM. It is a real estate and business mastermind that comes with an all-in-one CRM. You can have unlimited websites and users. You can call, text, RVM, and email all in one user interface. And you can set up custom automations for any type and multiple businesses. 65% of companies start using a CRM system within the first 5 years of business. Once implemented, the Hive Mind will save you on marketing, give you more time, and make more money. One of our users had his first $100,000 month using our system in June. We want to see you automate and accelerate your business. Text us at 210-972-1842 for future meetings, and of course to get our $1 course on how to make more than 6 figures on one land deal. You can schedule your free demo today at hivemindcrm.io.
Hey, welcome to today's show. I'm your host, Daniel Martinez. I have a special guest, Mr. Rick Elmore. What part of the country are you from? Where you got on?
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Daniel. I'm actually in Tempe, Arizona.
Tempe, Arizona. I like Phoenix is my favorite city.
Yeah, it's great.
I don't even live there, but it's my favorite city.
Yeah, I actually grew up in California. Never thought I would say it, but I always thought I'd go back. I went to school out here, but I'm definitely a desert rat now, and I love living here. It's awesome.
Yeah, Arizona. Like my wife, I have family here in California, so I don't know when I'll leave, if I'll leave. But man, Arizona is on my top list. I love Phoenix.
Yeah. If you can handle the heat for overwhelming, ridiculous 115 for about 3 months. Yeah, I think it's the best place in the country to live. It's kind of like a mini LA. It's like 4 million people live here, booming business, pro teams, nightlife, restaurants, schools. I mean, it's a pretty cool little area.
So tell us a little about what you do, man. I know you're in the direct mail space. How long have you been doing that for? And is this like your first business, or how many businesses did it take to get to that one? Tell us a little about your story.
Yeah, so my background's actually in athletics. I played college and professional sports, played at the University of Arizona in Tucson. Then I was drafted into the NFL in 2011 to the Green Bay Packers. Got to live out my childhood dream, played for 3 years, but then got into corporate medical device sales and marketing. I was pretty successful, had a pretty successful career there. I was a rookie of the year my first year, and then was either top 1% or top 5 sales rep in the company for my last 5 years there. Went back and did my MBA in 2017. I have a couple semesters left, but I left when I started this business. This business started off as an idea listening to a lecture in a marketing class. Always had like the feeling to be an entrepreneur. I was having success in my medical device field, but had an itch I could not scratch. So when I went back to school, I was kind of looking for something else, and I found this. My marketing professor was saying that, all these other marketing trends were pretty nominal, not super exciting, had marginal success rates. And then he ended the lecture saying that, hey guys, what still works is a good old-fashioned handwritten note, and has a 99% open rate. And I was like, man, being in sales, if I can get in front of my client 99% of the time, it's going to increase my success, rates, a lot. So got to work, flew some technologies in from China, South America. Basically, what we built the world's only purposely built writing robot. And we help companies automate sending real handwritten notes. So they can either automate it based off a trigger happening from within their software, or scale it off a spreadsheet. So, that's a super fast, high, massively high level overview of what we do. But yeah, that's a quick rundown about it.
How long ago did you start doing it?
So it was December 2017, the idea happened. Really started working on it in 2018. We got a pen plotter from China, which was a very terrible technology. It's very old and outdated. And it's not good at all. But it took me about a month to write out really, almost 500 handwritten notes. That looked terrible. But I was so dedicated to proving this proof of concept that this product would work. But I would sit there and hand load this machine. It would write a bad note, take it out, write another one. And I pulled a list of clients I was not working with. I sent out 500 handwritten notes, and I got 28 doctors to call me back, which if you're in sales, like that is like exciting. Like it doesn't happen. A client calls you, right? Um, Maybe in marketing it's different, but not in sales. And from those 28 doctors who called me, they were like, Rick, first, thanks for sending this handwritten note. That's cool. Nobody does that anymore. This offer sounds good. Let's set up a lunch and talk about it. Got almost $300,000 in sales. It was just under $29,000 in commission. My monthly quota was $50,000 at a time. Like my whole business, my whole company was going nuts. And from that moment on, I had like the entrepreneurial seizure and just got to work.
Has your sports career correlated at all with your entrepreneur career at all?
I would say that's why I'm successful is my sports athletic background. Everything that I learned and developed for 2 decades was transferred into my professional career. Just all the hard work, the perseverance, the passion, the desire, will, the competition, getting up every single day and working through the pain, the bumps, the bruises, getting knocked down, getting back up again, not quitting. Those are things if you can master, it doesn't matter what you're doing, you're going to be successful in anything. It's just most people, they give up, or they don't like to work hard, or when things get hard, they don't like to persevere. They look for the grass is greener thing. And that was never me. And that was because I developed all those skills in my sports background.
Yeah, I always like talk about it because I'm like, anybody that's been in sports, like it really gives you like sports and military, because like they really like ground you, and like once you find like entrepreneurship, it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
Not saying that you're not going to fail or you have the possibility of failing. It's just I feel like it makes you like a stronger entrepreneur.
I mean, being an entrepreneur is failing. It's trying new things every single day and failing. It's just people don't like failing. They're afraid of it. I was there. I was afraid to fail. But once you start, turning it from failure to learning, right? And you can really understand that in order to get better, you got to try new things. You got to put yourself outside your comfort zone, right? And fail, and then observe why you failed and learn from why you failed and build upon it. That's when things start taking off for you.
Yeah, 100%. I like direct mail because I'm in the real estate business. So direct mail is like one of those things where like a lot of people still use it. And I actually have a texting platform. So I text a lot of people, and like our open rate, like people see it within 2 minutes. It's like 80% or something like that. For text message analytics. So 80% of people will see our message, but 99% direct mail still works. It's one of the things that's always worked. It's just people start doing other things, and it's always like if it fits in the budget. But I think when you always when you're doing like a good product like handwritten notes, it cuts through quicker, so you get a better like conversion.
Yeah, it just stands out, right? If you think of your mailbox, it's empty nowadays. Everybody's competing digitally. It's social, it's email, it's phone calls, it's text messages, it's push notifications, it's Slack, Twitter, whatever it is. You're just getting bombarded. I think the average person gets 4,000 notifications on their phone a month. That's the average person. That's not a business person. So you're just being literally inundated with digital noise. So in the mailbox, it's either bills or flyers, right? Or marketing material. So for us, and we do work with a ton of real estate investors. I see that order come through every day, or at least every other day. Like, we're interested in buying your house. Are you interested in selling your house? I see that all the time. Because especially with those high ticket priced items, right? You want to connect with somebody personally, right? Because it's an emotional purchase or it's an emotional sell, right? That's probably the biggest asset somebody will ever have is their house. So to stand out amongst all those other people that are competing in that mailbox in a more personal way, right? A handwritten note just sticks out. When you have that pen, real pen envelope, not a digital printed font, because it does look different. Like our machines have 2.5 pounds of downward pressure, so it actually digs into the paper. So depending on what cardstock we use, like you can actually see the pen indentations, like the ink actually flows differently, so it's not consistent like it would be on a laser printer, and it actually smears. So I think handwritten notes, they're going to make a comeback with vengeance, especially how everybody's swung digital. We've kind of zigged when everybody else zagged. And they're a valuable business tool. They're a great retention tool for relationships, but they're also an awesome acquisition tool because it's different and it gets open and read.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot more business coming your way, especially with like Facebook and Google, with Apple shutting down
Yeah,
analytics.
yeah,
That's the marketing tool that went away. With texting, we're getting hit with A2P2 regulation for texting. So we're pivoting into something else too. So it's just like once you cut off all the marketing channels, you're going back to direct mail and you're going back to cold calling and you're going back to RVMs, and it's just one of those things where like when all those things get tapped and cut off and they're not as effective anymore, you still have to, like, marketing still has to be done. And I think that's one of the big things about this. If you're a business owner, the marketing still has to be done. Bottom line,
yeah,
just
yeah.
where you're driving the
Well, I
dollar.
think what a good marketer will do nowadays is have a tool belt that they can attack their business from every angle. You know,
Mhm.
you're not going to be like a one kind of or one tool kind of guy. I'm only going to be digital, right? Or I'm only going to be social, or I'm only going to do outbound email, or I'm only going to do direct mail, right? You have to be efficient in all facets and figure out a way to have them all work together. So when we do work with our marketers, we do work with ways that they can track it, you know, through QR codes, call rail, you know, call trackers, landing pages, right? So they can kind of have that one, you know, universe of everything working together. But you have like a holistic approach when you come to your sales and marketing approach in your business. And I just always tell people, like, we're just a tool. We're a powerful tool. We're a tool that you should have to build relationships, you know, and you know, acquisition, farm, right, whatever, reach out, you know, fill that pipeline. But yeah, you have to have a holistic approach, and this is just a tool you can use.
Yeah, I agree. It's one of my first contracts I ever got was my wife had cardstock paper and literally wrote a handwritten letter out. I put
Hmm.
everything, and
Yeah.
he responded from it. It was pretty interesting. He's like, how'd you get my address? And I'm like, well, it's listed online.
I love seeing that come across because we use it for prospecting too. Like sometimes people call me just to ask me, like, where'd you get my data? Erase it. It's funny. Yeah.
So, are you doing like postcards? Or are you doing? I'm sure you're doing all the above. Postcards. You're doing letters. You're doing.
Yeah, I mean, really what we're trying to do is we start at the handwritten note. We will do postcards. We try not to because the way that mail is done nowadays, it's all handled through machines.
Yep.
You know, from if you're doing a postcard that's printed, I mean, the card's getting printed in the machine. There's a postmark getting put on by a machine. It's getting sorted by a machine, you know, so that postcard's getting beat up. So we really believe that that hand note, you know, it costs a little bit more. It really protects the card. It makes it look a lot nicer. So the majority of our business is handwritten notes, but you know, we'll offer just handwriting services for handwritten envelopes if you want to include like a printed flyer, right, to keep costs down so you can increase your volume, or even postcards. But we really do believe like the handwritten note, you know, will outperform. And there's data out there to talk about, you know, the open rates, you know, with a handwritten note. What we've done in the past, so we've attached QR codes and in $10 check, said just scan this QR code and this $10 check is yours. You know, we're tracking open rate case studies, and you know, that's ways that we've tested the open rate. Um, we've also done the same thing with postcards, and it was a fully printed postcard with just a handwritten address, and we did the same thing. Hey, scan this QR code to get a $10 free Starbucks card, and those didn't perform as well because it looks a little bit more like impersonal, if that
Yeah.
makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we try to say the handwritten note and the handwritten envelopes kind of like a Trojan horse, right? It's going to get you past all the junk. It's going to get it open and in the user's hands.
Are you guys incorporating like color letters and or color like not letters but envelopes? That's the word I'm looking for.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, we're a writing service, so I mean, as long as it's anywhere between a 3x3 all the way up to a 9x12, so if that's a 3-inch by 3-inch piece of paper all the way up to a 9x12-inch piece of paper, we can write on it. So, and that's why we built our own robot recently, and we're really trying to like get out there and spread the word. You know, we're a no loans, no investors, no debt business, and now that we have like the funds to get out and share the story, that's why we're trying to like educate people on this product and this platform. Yeah, we spent about 2 years building our own handwriting robot. We're the only company in the world that's actually invested in building their own handwriting robot, and it's really important to the end user because it gives you the best possible product those machines, those actuators that we're using, that's what companies try to use nowadays. And there's just obvious, what do you call it, patterns. You can kind of tell if you're really looking at it, like maybe this was written by a machine, and there was no way around it. So that's why we had to build it. But yeah, if you have a special campaign, we can absolutely help you with that.
I've seen other people do like they'll use like a Cricut or a 3D printer to do handwritten notes, and I've seen other people do.
We've tried it. I mean, I spent the first 2.5 years trying everything. We flew technology in from France, South America, China. We worked with an auto pen company, a machine that was built in like the 80s. It's running off of Microsoft Word. You can't scale it. The load capacity is tiny. You can only hold a half an inch of paper. That means you have to have somebody sitting there nonstop reloading it. So in order to scale something like this, I was a football player, athletic background, and I've started a robotics, electrical engineering, industrial automation company. So it's been a wild ride, to say the least.
So is all this done in the US? Do you have like, how big is the machine? Because I'm always curious about that, because to do this at scale, you need something that works efficiently and effectively, and
yeah,
you have to have it in-house.
The footprint of it right now, so it's 17 inches deep and then 32 inches long, and that's the first iteration of it. So it's a pretty small footprint. It can sit on it. No, it can sit on basically anybody's desk. We do own the autopen.com. We do have, I don't want to, if there's any of my competitors I'm going to give them some insider information here right now. We do plan on selling these, which is just going to completely disrupt the market. But that was another reason why we built it. There's just a business in selling these machines to, realtors or mortgage professionals. We get asked it all the time. So yeah, it's a pretty small footprint. It can fit on basically any at-home desk, and that was, thought of purposely because we had the intentions to sell these down the line.
So you have patents and stuff like that to protect yourself on that usability, right?
Yeah. So I love this quote by, I think it was Elon Musk. Like, patents are just like lawsuit coupons. They're just going to lead to basically lawsuits down the line. But yeah, we're gonna have 6 patents on it. We're working on them right now. There's just constant revisions, clearing things up. You're working with your patent attorney to make sure everything's explained in so much detail that it's protected as much as possible. But we'll have 3 design and 3 utility and 6 total patents on it.
Congratulations, man. That's awesome.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been 4.5 years of just pure like roller coaster, white knuckling ride.
For anybody that goes down the patent route, like, I know it's very extensive and very,
yeah, it's expensive. Yeah, it's
extensive and expensive.
yeah, exactly. Extensive and expensive. Yeah.
So I'll give you some flowers for that one, because I've heard, not that I've done it, but I've heard the process is very painstaking.
It is. Everything about this has been painstaking, trying to get people to use robots. But yeah, I just think there's a genuine need for it, especially, if your audience, most of your audience is a prospecting tool, but I think it's something, I forget who the guy is, but some guy preaches sending like 5 handwritten notes a day, to help grow like your real estate business or real estate referral business. What is his name? I'm drawing a blank on it. You know what I'm talking about? He's like a real estate
I've
mentor.
never heard of him, but I know it's a
he's
strategy.
in San Diego. Yeah, he's in San Diego. I forget his name.
So what's like the power that your machine that you're working on can do to like letters per minute, whatever? Like, what's the rate of that?
Well, for us, if you're doing a business like Simply Noted, where you're sending tens of thousands of these a day, it needs to be vertically integrated. So it needs to be super efficient.
Yeah.
And you have to think about that from how orders come in to how orders get out, and designing a platform that allows you to efficiently, take those orders and produce them at a level where you want the robots doing a lot more work than the humans, right? Like,
yeah.
So
prevent issues and errors.
Yeah, just from having systems built to track the amount of ink that's left in a pen, having higher load capacities, alerting people, so these machines are intelligent, alerting, admin or whoever warehouse stats, like none of these were available before. So, our machines can do anywhere from like 300 to 500 handwritten notes a day. The real, power though in it is controlling all the technology. So it's a lot more efficient,
Yeah.
from start to finish, not just, writing speed.
Yeah, 305. Man, that's still significant.
And it's like envelopes, it's more, if it's just cards, it's more, but that's like a full unit, like a handwritten note and a handwritten envelope.
Yeah. You said you're taking this to market soon, right? It's not up yet.
Well, right now we're like, we want to do all the reorders, and our plan is we built Simply Noted to sell it. So we're about 4.5 years into this journey. We just got done with these machines a few months ago, so now we're in the production phase. So we're going to scale this business a little bit more. I have we can probably double before it really takes a massive investment to go to like a mid 8-figure, $50+ million a year business. And then we'll sell to some other company with deeper pockets who can take it there, with, executive and systems and processes and the power to do that. We've done this with no debt. So, but yeah, after we sell Simply Noted, we'll take this to market. That's why we built the machine, to get the patents. So when we do sell it, there's going to be somebody out there who's going to try to rip off the design. I know it. Like it's
inevitable.
Yeah. So that's why we did. That's why we built it. Built the machine to make our business better, to sell it, and then once we sell this, we can move into a distribution model.
No, that's cool, man. People steal everything.
Yeah, no such thing as original idea anymore, especially with the age of the internet.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's definitely pretty crazy out there. So build to sell, was that the plan from the beginning?
Yeah. So first, I wanted to get out of the corporate world. I kind of saw. I'm sure, like most people, you kind of chase your tail or chase that constant carrot that you can never get.
Yeah.
And they always break you down. Help you. You'll build the territory, then they stick it to somebody else, make you do it again. Or you can work the corporate ladder, never see your family, get divorced. I never wanted that lifestyle. So when I started this, the end goal was definitely to sell Simply Noted. So when you're building a business that's a lifestyle business, building a business that's built to sell, it's completely different. My mindset was 5 years, just go hard for 5 years and then sell it. So so I have about a year left to do that. So I think we could still hit that, but
The show is sponsored by The List Guys. Do you need more leads in your local or virtual market? 1 in 10 small businesses don't invest in any kind of marketing. The List Guys have over 35 plus list types to choose from, and you can mix and match any list or criteria. We also use the skip trace list and provide up to 7 numbers and email addresses. Every list you purchase will be scrubbed against previous purchases. The List Guys are here to save you time. Contact the List Guys today at www.onelistguys.com. That's www.1listguys.com.
Yeah, we've just been growing. Our website has over 300,000 users a month. We've built our own technology. Now this last year is about dumping money into marketing and sales and scale it as much as we can and prepare it, develop some better systems and processes, basically build this business in a box and hand it off to somebody.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Congratulations, man. I think I'm really it's commending to see you hit such high numbers, because in about 4 years, it's pretty outstanding.
So yeah, the only way that I've done that is just I've reinvested every dollar back into this. Failure's not an option, so when I do fail, like I try to fix it as soon as possible and overcome it and move on. And I think a lot of people, if you want a peaceful life, don't become an entrepreneur, right? Because it's not peaceful. If you want, a hectic life, do it like this. Like, only give yourself a certain time frame to do it, because you're just going to work harder and harder and harder and harder and harder, But yeah, it's definitely been a lot of work, especially doing it without money. There's a couple people who've tried to do what we've done, but instead of investing in the platform, or the technology. All they do is put it in marketing. Just like, it's the worst thing you could do. I don't know if you have any entrepreneurs out there who are starting businesses. Don't get money or raise money to invest in marketing until you have a solid platform, a solid product market fit, consistent cash flow. You have an idea on, how to lower your CPA. Like, that's the problem. These entrepreneurs are just so irresponsible and undisciplined. They'll just throw money at marketing and try to bring in dollars, and they'll be in the red nonstop. It's interesting.
Oh man, what is a quote that is yours or somebody else's that you resonate with?
I have a few. I have in my locker room in college, there was a quote that said, "What you do speaks so loudly, I can't hear what you're saying." So I always thought that was actions speak louder than words. I'd rather be known for somebody who, saw the results, not was somebody I had to, tell them about my results. So I think that was always, an impactful quote. And I would say that's probably the one that sticks out the most.
That's a good one. I've never heard that before. I always like asking this one because you always get like different perspectives, and now that was a good one. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to cut that video out and use it for short form, because that's definitely a better one I've heard. Nice. Not that I've heard bad ones. It's just that one's top tier. That one's top tier. So Simply Noted. Can you tell us about where can people find you online, and what type of people you're trying to help as far as in your
So my name is Rick Elmore. You can just go on to LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn basically all day. I
know.
Or you can go to I usually respond to things in a couple minutes there, but or go to simplynoted.com. That's S as in Sam, I M as in Mary, PLY noted.com. And just go to the business page and request a sample kit. We do a really good job at sending you this 9x12 pocket folio with a ton of information and samples and case studies, and that's free. We spend about $15 to get that in your hands. And usually what happens when people see that, all the light bulbs go off, they get really excited and they call us with their ideas, and we help them accomplish it. But I say, Simply Noted is a retention-based business. We help you build deeper relationships with your clients, increase lifetime value, get more referrals, get better reviews. But there's definitely an acquisition side of this. So if you guys have some outbound project campaigns that you guys wanted to discuss, we're happy to consult with, talk about lists, cleaning lists, how to track it, set up QR codes, call trackers, landing pages, all that stuff as well. But I would just say go to simplynoted.com if you're even remotely interested in seeing this and just requesting a sample kit.
One thing I really want to ask too is how big is your operation? Like, how many people do you have employed?
So we have 11 full-time employees, but then I have a whole stable of like contractors and VAs. It's the only way to scale a business like this is contractors and VAs, because you need the help, but you can't, overwhelm yourself with a heavy payroll, every couple of weeks. But we have a 3,000 square foot facility here in Tempe. We're kind of bursting out of the gills here. We're starting to go up on racks. But our next facility is going to be a building that we buy, and right now all the available funds are going to building a fleet or an army of our new writing robots. So maybe in 2024, we'll be buying a building.
That's awesome. Building. Well, congratulations. It's much to your success. I wish you good fortune, and thanks for providing good value to the community, because I know handwritten letters work.
They do. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Have a great day. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate you.
Thanks for watching this YouTube video. We hope you found value. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell to watch more videos just like this one.